College Football Playoff National Championship game presented by AT&T. Miami's Hard Rock Stadium. The SEC champion, undefeated, top-seeded Alabama Crimson Tide. And the third-seeded champions of the Big Ten, Ohio State Buckeyes.
Two plays, generally every play, run or pass.
Gets the ball to Smith in traffic, and Devontae flashes the speed, gets around the corner, and creates a first down before Williamson stops him. Tide on the move here, 2nd and 8. Harris picks his way to the right, patiently gets the corner, and just barrels over Shaun Wade. Another first down inside the 30. 59% is scary. 4-man rush. Jones flips it, and Waddle off and running. Welcome back to college football. Comes up a little lame, but he sets up Bama at 1st and goal.
There's Garrett, who's very, very talented.
Two tight ends, and running behind a linebacker, Joshua McMullen. Najee Harris barrels in for his 25th rushing touchdown.
Go behind the right tackle, Evan Neal. I think he's a future top 5 pick, 73. Does a good job. You can see the whole right side. Then the linebacker, McMillan, does a good job of picking up the backer, Justin Hilliard, and opening that up.
Fields has time in the pocket, delivers downfield, and the catch is made by Olave. It's a first down in Bama territory. Fields when protects it down the middle. One-handed tight end catch, Jeremy Ruckert. And the tight ends who are so huge.
Safeties go here and here, which opens up the middle of the field for the big tight end who's got receiver skills in Ruckert. He had a big game, like you said, Chris, against Clemson. Watch him work against Harris, getting vertical, great throw, soft touch, allowing the big man to use that right hand.
Guys, you're going to have to make plays like that tonight, as you said, if they're going to stay with this Bama offense. Teague runs left and scores, and Ohio State does answer quickly. What a drive.
It's a hurry up, get lined up, get Alabama not quite on the same page. They seal the edge. Wilson does enough there.
Jones 6 of 8 in that drive, 5 different receivers. Play action on first down, looking to launch deep. Smith is wide open, makes a catch, and is spun out of bounds in Ohio State territory, but they lost the Heisman winner in coverage.
Coming across the middle, that's where Sevyn Banks sat. He took the crossing route and did not take Devontae Smith, who, again, they find ways to create matchups. Get the ball thrown over top of that cross.
Real chemistry with Jones. Mack looking to sling it again, far side, and there is the combination again. Devontae Smith. Harris, 1st and goal. 230-pounder. Tough Borland knocked him down, but the Tide are set up. Smith set to the left, tight formation. Jones flips it to him. Devontae headed for the end zone, and Alabama back on top. As Smith scores his 44th career touchdown. That's number 6 all time.
The world knows coming into a game that Devontae Smith's going to get the ball. But give again Steve Sarkisian credit for the different ways he moves him around and creates confusion to get him freed up.
Creates the right word. It's almost artistic. Well, faces some pressure there. Lost the football, and Ohio State takes it away. Baron Browning falls on it. That's the play the Buckeye defense needed. A rare turnover for the Tide.
Outside, look at 19. He's coming around to pick up that blitz, but Browning times it up perfectly, and because he got in there so quickly, Billingsley's not able to make that block, and he catches Jones off guard.
Olave comes back in motion. Teague barrels in. Touchdown, Ohio State. They cash in the fumble recovery and draw even. Olave comes back in motion. Teague barrels in. Touchdown, Ohio State. They cash in the fumble recovery and draw even.
Advantage of an opportunity, the right side just getting a great push. And I tell you, you lose Trey Sermon, you lose quickness, lateral quicks, speed and vision. What do you pick up with Master Teague?
cannot be serious.
Right, he's grown.
First down throw, far side, back shoulder throw. What a catch.
Gives you another example of why he's the premier receiver in college football. Gets both his feet down.
An incredible wide receiver room recent years at wide receiver U. Buckeyes have a run blitz, but Harris gets through it and barrels for a first down, tied on the move again inside the 35. Buckeyes unavailable tonight. And 2nd and 3, Jones is pressured, lofts it to Harris, who collects it, gets around Borland, and leaps to the end zone. A hat trick for Najee Harris.
You'll see the blitz by 5. Baron Browning, who made that big play to create that fumble, they're getting aggressive. They turn him loose. The only problem is Mac Jones feels it, recognizes it, and gets the ball out. Browning would have had him covered, but instead he goes on the blitz. And then, wow, Najee Harris, such an impressive back, a complete back that they've got to account for, but nobody accounts for the quarterback.
Crank the tempo, and Teague breaks free down the sidelines and barrels inside the 15 before Battle forced him out.
They're going to work the left side here. Bama not quite ready and in position, and very similar to that Clemson play that was the first touchdown.
From an angle, and knocks it through Cooley. Glorified PAT from 23 yards. Being the leading rusher for Bama off the bench. Jones looking to throw far side, has Smith in stride, and the Heisman winner knocked out at the 15. Monster night.
Short, really good move to the inside. Shaun Wade does not get his hands on Devontae Smith at all. If you're going to get up into the face of number 6, wow, it's like you're traveling.
He's an impact player tonight. First and goal, Jones on the run, and it's just too easy for Devontae Smith as he just adds to his records and milestones, and Bama stretches the lead.
All about the matchup that Sark creates for Devontae Smith.
I thought Devontae had a good game in the semifinals. Crowley's the back, Bama bench jumping around, waving towels, hoping for a stop here. They dump it off underneath. No chance for Crowley. Tackled immediately by Christian Harris. Play action. Jones steps up right down the middle of the field. It's touchdown. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped. A truly special performance by the Heisman Trophy winner. 3 touchdowns in the first half.
The safety in that seam.
Times they make it look easy, but it's play concept, playmaker, accurate quarterback. And Kirk, this is scary, but look at the last 39 drives. And in the slot, it's Mechie. First down near midfield.
It's not about the NFL and Waddle's a representation of that.
Not this group, for sure. Harris makes the catch, and it's another first down. And there's another slant. Williams that time. And he stays perfect in all of his field goals and PATs. Fields on the move, and it's Garrett Wilson coming back and making a nice catch. Top weapon, Chris Olave, has been held in check. Just 2 catches for 23 yards. Fields with a keeper, makes a cut, and in the clear. Justin Fields will finally be tracked down in the red zone. From the pocket, lofted to the end zone, high throw, caught, Wilson, touchdown, Ohio State. Still alive. Exactly what they needed.
He's right here, works here. Little slot fade, matched one-on-one. You got to be able to get separation. Branch looking back. Think he maybe thought he may have had some help behind him. Little slot, little inside move, little slant, and then away to the corner.
Still with that towel over the right hand.
Condensed formation. They'll try to get outside with Najee.
Jones scrambles, pump fakes, and just flips it. And in stride, it's Billingsley, knocked down hard by Borland. They fake it to Robinson. Jones steps up, eludes pressure. You know, he's not an electric runner with the football, but he's got great pocket sense, doesn't he? Escapability, instincts. Robinson again. Scoots into the secondary, still running, spinning, and banging down near the 10. Fresh legs into Spell Harris and showing you his skills. That's Bolden who came in motion, got it in the flat, and got a touchdown. Slade Bolden dives into the end zone for his very first career touchdown, and Matt Jones there to celebrate with the sophomore from Louisiana.
Watch here, he's going to go here and around. Sean Wade, who has him, watch the speed in which he trails him. It just doesn't look like he's at full speed, so he gets outflanked, and it ends up costing him. I know that Devontae Smith's the player of the game on the offensive side, but Barmore's having a big night.
Fourth down, and Teague is dropped right on cue. That man again. Christian Barmore with the tackle for loss, and the Tide take over.
They're having a hard time just getting set up. He back-to-back plays. 58 is able to get off of the block by Josh Myers.
Final 30 seconds of the third. That's Harris in motion. They fake it to him, and now fire downfield. Mechie in space, breaks a tackle, and dives down near the 15. He's quietly had a strong night. McMillan is the linebacker, lines up at fullback in front of Harris, and behind number 40's block. Najee makes it look easy. Goes in standing up. There is his third touchdown, and Alabama closing in.
Watch 70 Leatherwood kick out block on Zach Harrison, and behind McMillan, he just walks into the end zone for that touchdown.
It's fun when you're a backup linebacker. You get a chance to go in there and block, which isn't glamorous, but you get to be on the field when the touchdown is scored.
Absolutely. He's done a good job. Force is able to disengage from the tight end Rucker.
3rd and 13. Fields heaves it long. Catch Olave that time, beating Job, and it's a first down. 3 true freshman receivers in the game now for Ohio State. And Marcus Crowley is the back. Fields avoids the rush and flips it to Smith and Jigba again. It's a first down. On the run, delivers a strike. Olave makes the catch, and it's a first down.
Barmore, I was just about to circle him, keep an eye on him, and he ends up hitting Justin Fields after he threw the ball on a flag.
Empty backfield for Fields against a 4-man rush. Can he get there on the ground? No, he fires high and incomplete. Off the hands of Julian Fleming. Delivered a fastball when he didn't need it. And now you're seeing Young. Many people thought he should get the job. Alabama fans were hoping he'd beat out Jones, and they thought, okay, Mac's going to be a transitional quarterback until we get this hot shot in here.
Right.
In a season of chaos, the Crimson Tide are the conference. Constant excellence. Bama bludgeons the Buckeyes, and Saban steps past Paul Bryant with his 7th national championship. In frigid Indianapolis, 2 Southern neighbors battle for the ultimate prize in college football. A rivalry that goes back a century and a quarter. Welcome to the College Football Playoff National Championship game presented by AT&T, a collision of SEC rivals, Alabama and Georgia. They have divided the #1 ranking all season long. Each of them won their semifinal games by more than 3 touchdowns. Bulldogs do bring some pressure. The ball is caught by Slade Bolden, who's got a first down, forced out of bounds on the far sideline. Bolden, a habit of making these catches that earn first downs. Did it 3 times in Atlanta. Young, and they get him to the ground finally. Big Jordan Davis, 350 pounds. The ball comes out. It's Dean running for the end zone, and they signal a touchdown. Didn't get blown dead. not just a sack.
Watch Davis over the center. The young center, McLaughlin, gets around him and shows you what kind of quickness he has. You can see that Bryce Young, I think he felt the pressure and he just kind of threw it, just almost like he threw it down because he didn't want to take a sack. See how he kind of brings it down? Jordan Davis clamped onto his right arm.
After further review, the quarterback's hand was moving forward for an incomplete pass. Second down.
On the edge, Jamison Williams gets a couple of blocks and tries to hurdle a defender. He couldn't get over Darian Kendrick. Quick throw. Catch made on the edge by Ja'Cory Brooks, and he's spun down inside the 20. It'll be third down and about 5. Bama's got a really consistent kicker last couple of years. Will Riker, 18 of 23 on the season, and he hammers it right through. Zamir White, call him Zeus, in the backfield. They fake it to him. Bennett pressured on the rollout, and he's going to be sacked immediately. Christian Harris got there, and it's a big loss. Williams in motion. Backpedaling. Young gets it to Bolden, but he's not going to get there. Lewis Seen came flying in, dropped him for a loss.
This might be a game where you have to hit some quick throws to be able to get back to the run game.
Bennett took a look for Bowers, fires it across the middle, and instead it's another tight end. The man they call Big O, Darnell Washington, and it's the first down for Georgia. And they fake it to Bowers. Here's a downfield shot. George Pickens, a diving catch. As the elite receiver has waited a long time to make a play like that in the big game.
This is a matchup we wanted to see to the left. He gets inside of him. Safeties are caught up on the crosser, so it's one-on-one. What a throw by Bennett to put it up into the air to give Pickens a chance to get separation and then go get the ball and lay out and then turn his body.
He's been a tremendous tight end at yards after the catch. Couldn't get free there, and so Bennett faces a 3rd and 9. Last time, ball out quickly. Barton on a slant. Makes a man miss and spins down. 1st and goal, Georgia. Jack Podlesny, reliable kicker. 20 of 25 this year. This from 24 yards right down the middle. And much needed rest, Kirk. That long drive gave him a chance to recover. Trying to get after Young, who launches to Williams, who's wide open down the field. How, you wonder? He's to the Georgia 35. The main target staying down, though, and gripping his knee.
Right down the middle of this defense. Safeties are both to the outside and works right down the middle behind the linebackers. Safeties are held to the outside with outside perimeter routes. And then at the end of the play right here, making a cut.
Awkward step. You see him grimace. Dog shows some pressure on 3rd and 6. Young hurried a bit. The throw underneath to Bolden, who stopped a couple yards short of the marker. Reichard was good earlier from 37 and hammers this one through from 45. And they need 12 in this 3rd down. And it's a screen. Cook, a lot of work to do, and no chance. Dropped by Anderson and to Oto, and it's 4th down. But a big job to do in the meantime. Young across the middle. It's caught. And Latu running down the field. Can they track the tight end down? They try to punch the ball free. They can't. He's inside the 10. Young on the move. Backpedaling. And they've got him back at the 20. Channing Tindall, a tremendous series. In the SEC championship game, sack Bryce Young. Reichard providing all the Alabama points so far. A lot going on in the household tonight there. A lot going on here for Will Anderson Jr. Across the middle, it's McIntosh in space. Knocked down, but not before he gets a 1st down near midfield. Late in the game in Atlanta. Dogs need 4 and 3rd. Slant. Mitchell. He's got the 1st down. Lost the ball. Is he ruled down? Yes. No fumble. 1st down Georgia inside the 35. About another 8 or 9 yards. Here comes the blitz. It's picked up. Bennett does have time. Checks it down over the middle. And Garris Jackson makes the catch and pays a price. His toe knocked him down at the 30. Podlesny, this is the longest field goal attempt of the season, but within his range in his career. And that's a beauty. No doubt, Holly, we've seen a couple of guys make plays. The passing game has actually been clicking. They just haven't found the end zone. Young launches downfield to Billingsley, and it's picked off by Smith.
Can't get off of the coverage from Poole. He's kind of locked up there. Gets hands on him. The ball sails where he thought Billingsley would be able to get to, and Smith comes over for the interception. Relate to and come to an understanding with this new group that he's working with.
Now can Bennett cash in? The pass is tipped at the line. That was Anderson again getting the long arm up. You're just laughing. He just continues to dominate. Alabama's side, that might be because their big play guy is out of there. Robinson finally making a play. Breaking tackles. Showing some determination, and that gets a roar from the Bama fans who've waited all night to see a run like that. Young flips it to Sanders out of the backfield, who slips and fights with Walker. It's right near the marker. Young to Robinson again. They're beginning to involve the back as a receiver. Good to get Robinson going.
We saw Georgia defense getting tired.
Robinson again hit low and knocked down by Nolan Smith. The reliable Reichard tries to make it 4 for 4 tonight, but it's blocked. The Dogs are very good at blocking field goals. That's the 3rd this season.
You get a big push by Wyatt. 88, also Carter. Looks like Carter's left hand knocked that ball away.
Cook makes a cut. He's got blazing speed. James Cook in a foot race. Can the Tide track him down? They finally get him inside the 15.
One of the first times, remember, they had a couple runs by White, but this is a different kind of run because of the vision and the cutback and then the speed. That's just natural instincts as a ball carrier. Instead of keeping that play side after he got through the line of scrimmage, felt that defense over pursuing, cut back on Helms, number 2. He's over on the left side.
And Zeus White muscles in the first touchdown of this championship game, and Georgia claims its first lead. Suddenly Bama inside the 35. Young launching downfield. Catch is made by Hall. Dropped one earlier. No mistake that time. He beat Chris Smith. Instead, he sends out Reichard from 21, and he does not get through. Makes it 3rd and 8. Here comes the pressure. Bennett immediately on the run. He'll be chased down. Tries to make a desperation heave. Harris had him in the grasp. That ball nowhere near back to the line of scrimmage.
No, I think he was calling that. I don't know if that ball came out of his hand before his arm came forward, but the referee was right there.
Discussing whether it perhaps was a fumble, which bounced out of bounds at the 15.
He threw the beanbag down.
Rolling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense. First down.
You saw 31, Anderson. They're going to definitely, obviously, take a look at this, but the ball bouncing, it looked like it went out of bounds.
But for sure it did. Let's see another angle to see what happened to the football.
Rolling on the field is a fumble recovered by the defense.
Pressure. Young. Touchdown! On the run, he found Latu. Tide's first touchdown, and Alabama reclaims the lead.
And I want you to watch what he does at the top of his route. See him push there at the end of the route, gets the separation. The defensive back's on his backside. The safety, Christopher Smith. One-on-one to the top.
Young on the run. Smith trying to chase him down. Tyndall's there too. But the speed of Nolan Smith spoils the play. Who can make a play? It was Pickens earlier with the long catch. Cook with the electric run. And now on first down, Bennett was a long throw. And it's Burton who makes the play. McKinstry pushes him out. First down across the 40. Bennett on the move, looking downfield, launches and absolutely tackled on the play. It's too much speed and power for a pretty good blocking tight end, Fitzpatrick. Now another flag. Bennett launching. Mitchell caught it. Touchdown, Georgia! With a free play, the Dogs retake the lead.
He sees Tim Smith jump. He says, what the heck? Let's go to the young corner. We've gone after him here a little bit on this drive. Let's take a shot with my freshman Mitchell against Jackson. Ball underthrown just a bit. Jackson never turns to find the ball, and a great job again by a Georgia player.
Cook is the back. Bowers to the right. They hand it to Cook. They try to run it in around the edge, and that doesn't work against the Tide. No chance. It was Dallas Turner again. Dogs don't blitz. Young has time. Off the hands of Slade Bolden, who is covered tightly by William Poole, and the Dogs defense gets a stop. Wow. White again. Hammers for another first down inside the Bama 40. I don't like the spot at all. It's 3rd and 1. They're going to throw for it. Bowers has got it. He's got a blocker. Touchdown, Georgia. And here is a flag down, though. Hold on. There's a flag near the line of scrimmage. Bennett says it's on Bama.
I think they hit him. I think they hit Stetson Bennett after he released the football. Jordan Battle on a blitz came through and hit Stetson Bennett in the face.
You had a feeling the guy as talented as Brock Bowers, who's made an impact from the moment he arrived on campus, had a big game in the opener against Clemson.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, number 9, defense. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Eventually, Toe thinks, I got to get out there, but his eyes were in the backfield. There you can see Battle hit Stetson Bennett, but nobody out there. And Bowers is able to get free and walk into the end zone. Bama kind of rolling the dice, hoping that they would get to Bennett.
Biggest 3rd down in Bryce Young's career. He need 10. Play clock at 4. From the pocket. Launching downfield. Underthrown and intercepted. Keely Ringo has an escort down the sidelines. All the way to the end zone. And Georgia is going to conquer the Crimson Tide.
Yeah, he's to the outside. The receiver's to the outside. Bryce, he didn't get pressure, but I don't know if he's expecting a back shoulder throw or bringing Holden back, whatever it might have been. But unlike Kendrick, Ringo gets his eyes on the ball, and he sees that it's underthrown and adjusts back and makes that interception. As you said, he had a convoy in front of him. It wasn't just about securing this. And look at Kirby in the background. That's elevation. That was 38 inches right there by Kirby Smart.
We saw the speed earlier. There's the vertical jump. Bennett responding after the fumble with a tremendous throw and catch. And then the pick 6 to seal it. And one more play for the Georgia defense. Georgia on the mountaintop. Demons be gone, and the drought is over. And tonight, which team, which players will seize this massive stage and claim their piece of college football history? Soggy and gray outside, but under the roof of SoFi Stadium, it is dry, bright, and buzzy. Welcome to the College Football Playoff National Championship presented by AT&T, in the collision between the top seed SEC champion Georgia Bulldogs and the number 3 seed Horned Frogs of TCU. They only rushed 3. Duggan with a long pitch and a diving attempt by Davis, but it bounces on the carpet. Empty backfield. Bennett steps up, fires across the middle, and it's Brock Bowers with an early catch. Kendall Milton now is the back. Off the play fake, Bennett flips it underneath. It's Bowers with his second catch, and the man from Napa back in his home state for the first time down inside the 30.
Remember, TCU gave up some big plays early in that opening drive against Michigan, then squeezed and forced the
keeper. Bennett gets a block. Georgia draws first blood. Clicking quickly. Bennett, one little cut and the smooth run into the end zone. Frogs could use a break. It's Davis in motion. He's got it on the jet sweep. Darius Davis blazing fast, lost the ball. It's on the ground. A scrum right near the TCU bench. Georgia says they've got it, and they do.
Chris Smith, the leader, one of the few guys that played last year and this year as well. That effort forces that ball out. It stays inbounds. And then you see 3 or 4 red jerseys pounce on top of this. Looked like Ringo maybe the first one to get in there.
So Georgia gets the fumble recovery, kept out of the end zone, but builds a 10-0 lead midway first quarter. Second down against the 3-man rush, launching downfield. Darius Davis is wide open, has to wait in the throw, but weaves his way down inside the 15. It's a coverage bust and a big play desperately needed. 3rd and 1. That's Johnston in motion. Duggan with the keeper, scores! A touchdown run for each quarterback. And TCU fights back. Nice drive.
Look at the man-to-man, just clears out the defensive back here. It just opens up. Very simple for Duggan, an easy read.
By far the most targeted receiver in this offense. McIntosh running to the right, bounces off a tackle, and another big game. This Georgia ground game is churning early.
Not dealing with much pressure at all when he does drop back to throw.
With the play action, Bennett looks down the middle. McConkey's wide open. Touchdown, Dogs.
Look at TCU's defense. They're not even lined up. They react late here, and now you got motion. So right away there's confusion. Here's the bust right here by Tomlinson. See the back coming out of the backfield? He sees him, lets the receiver McConkey go downfield. So there's a lot there to process for this defense, and it ends up costing them. But again, you got to tip your cap to the job that Todd Monken does there with the sugar huddle, the motion.
It's the right tackle, Andrew Coker, a 3-year starter who appears to be struggling at the moment. Keep an eye on that. Duggan looking to throw, pressure on first down, and they get him. It was a good coverage sack, but finally, Michael Williams, the true freshman, has become the best pass rusher on this defense.
So you have essentially 2 new tackles, new positions for them.
4-man rush on 3rd and 17. Davis has the catch, but not enough yardage. He's into Georgia territory before Chris Smith got him down, and it's 4th down. Bennett has all kinds of time. Launches for Bowers again, who makes the catch in TCU territory.
Well, the ball better come out quickly in an empty set.
Snap it at 2. He's immediately pressured. Winters chasing Bennett, 13 versus 13, but the quarterback wins that battle. 11th play of the drive. Bennett keeping all the way and just sauntering into the end zone. His 2nd rushing touchdown, and Georgia throwing haymakers and building a big lead now.
Move with the receivers, nobody on the edge of that defense. We saw Bennett score a touchdown like that against Ohio State. Look at how easy that is for Broderick Jones, 59. He's trying to look for somebody to block. Milton's trying to find somebody.
Normally he lines up on the left almost every time. Duggan sidesteps the rush, launches downfield. Johnson, the intended receiver, but it's picked off. Javon Bullard patrolling the deep middle of the field.
The pressure here comes, but here on the post, it looks to me like it's wide open. You got a safety kind of hiding here, but if he has time to throw, just throw it to the middle of the field on a line. Free release off the line of scrimmage, everything you would want on 3rd down, but because of the pressure with that blitzing linebacker, Dumas Johnson, I think it may have affected the eyes and the vision downfield of Max Duggan.
Bursting up the middle and barreling down to the 30-yard line is McIntosh. TCU backs off, rushes 3, plays coverage. Bennett down the middle, catch made. Bowers. Doesn't matter how many guys you put in coverage, they can't cover him. Milton, no problem. Georgia overpowering TCU.
I think the word that you just used pretty much sums up the first half for the TCU defense, being overpowered by Georgia.
Duggan swarmed and knocked down. Georgia relentless on both sides. Bear Alexander, a true freshman, joining the party. Duggan stands and delivers, but it's intercepted. Made a mistake, and Javon Bullard has had a huge first half with takeaway number 3. And no, Georgia is not done in the first half.
Jalen Carter is able to get the pressure right here, and I think that affects Duggan and his timing. It's a long throw, and it's late. You have 2 defenders there. He read man-to-man, but Georgia's sitting in zone. 88 in his face, and he throws it. Nice job by Bullard jumping it, and Bennett's thinking another touchdown right here.
Their worst defended route, those routes down the seam in the middle. Bennett looking this time to the edge. Mitchell, one-handed catch for a touchdown. And the highlight reel continues.
So he doesn't have a chance, that looks like, to get that the left arm up because it's locked down by Newton.
Touchdown, Georgia.
Newton's fighting to try to get that ball back. That's just brought in with his body and his right hand to try to secure it.
Bennett still got it, looking to throw in first down, flips it to Bowers. This is where we began, and Bowers pours it on, weaves his way deep into TCU territory, finally wrestled down. 6th catch of the night for the big fella from Napa. TCU fans hoping that it will create some kind of a turnaround here, but that's reaching a bit. Ball to the end zone, Bowers, touchdown! And Bennett continues to dazzle.
Here you create space with a condensed formation, and then you create the one-on-one matchup, and you work back out to the outside against Abe Kamara in a mismatch. He's beat off the line of scrimmage. He's trying to play catch-up, never locates the ball, and a great adjustment back to the ball by the big gifted tight end.
They ran it and threw it. Overmatched tonight. Duggan hammered, collected the snap, and collided with Big Bear Alexander. The true freshman has made 2 big plays tonight.
I was very disappointed to hear that the big man was not going to be out here, but at least he's enjoying it at home.
Edwards runs to the right, breaking tackles. You know that Bulldogs are...
Yeah, when it really mattered there in the last couple possessions.
McConkey on the reverse, flashes his speed, and is knocked down across the 40. And Todd Monken continues to have fun with this big playbook.
I could easily see a Stetson Bennett in that kind of system being effective because he distributes the ball and he's intelligent.
And 3rd and 8, right down the seam, and there's Big O, Darnell Washington, joining the tight end party tonight down to the 11-yard line. Bennett once more goes to the end zone. McConkey with another touchdown catch. Not done dominating yet. Make this kind of an impact in his career, but Ladd couldn't go much last game. A couple touchdowns tonight. Early stages of the 2nd quarter. Duggan on 3rd and long, flips it short. DeMarcado's hit behind the line immediately by Kamari Lassiter in his 4th down and long. But it's been a team effort for the Dogs, including pressuring Duggan to try to make something happen on 4th and 11. Pressured again as he throws very nearly his 3rd pick. It was Smith throw off target because he just couldn't get his feet set. Folks in black sure like to say, hey, we believe from the start. That was their rallying cry a year ago when he won his first championship. Back on a slant. That's a good looking throw to Dylan Bell, a true freshman.
There's that arm. People wanted him out before the Michigan game.
For that. Enough inside, and there's that good looking freshman, Branson Robinson. He's still running, by the way, dragging people into the end zone. Actually, they're going to spot him just short.
These guys are swinging as hard, if not harder, than the starters.
He's got it again, and this time will not be denied. They haven't signaled yet. He's got to be falling in the end zone. It is finally a touchdown. 4 true freshmen in the field at the moment for Georgia's defense, and they continue to get after the veteran quarterback and drop him behind the line. That's Tyke Smith. Georgia brings pressure again, and down goes Duggan. That's true freshman Jalen Walker. Aggression from the first play, and it hasn't let up. Tremendous career at TCU. Hung in, quarterback of some not very good teams. took over this team. And let's go to Branson Robinson one more time, and the freshman just scoots in. And Georgia hits the 60 mark.
Watch the left side, combo block, climb to the linebacker. He's met in the hole by the nose guard, Williams, and he just kind of stutters his step and gets to the end zone. Little stutter step, creates that hesitation, and then for a big guy, he can accelerate.
Glory, glory, Georgia, as the fight song says. Leaving no doubt. That's been the mantra. They made it real tonight. Respect for these two warrior quarterbacks, Heisman finalists. Belongs to Stetson Bennett, who leaves a legacy very few will be able to match. Back-to-back championships. Tonight in Houston, the mission for both Michigan and Washington is finish. Simple, but challenging. Two perfect seasons collide, the winner to join a very exclusive club of 15-0 national champions and end a more than quarter-century championship drought for their schools. Wolverines bunch in a power formation on 2nd and 6. McCarthy took a look at the tight end, now fires across the middle, and the catch is made by Cornelius Johnson. It was a quiet afternoon in Pasadena for the most part, Michigan receivers until late when Roman Wilson made some plays. There's the play fake. McCarthy backpedaling, fires across the middle. Second catch for Cornelius Johnson. He's going to be right at the marker. It's another first down. Corum, or Mullings, I should say, barreling free. The physical player who's been in the background most of the season has come up big in the postseason. Donovan Edwards rotates in at the back. He's got the football. Bumps into traffic and escapes. Donovan Edwards racing to the end zone. Michigan flexing immediately.
But really, to me, it's just Donovan Edwards. He runs this right, really doesn't have his head up. Here he bounces off of that block by Keegan. The defense reacts to that. They think he's down, and then a good job of keeping his head up.
Empty backfield on 2nd and 4. Ball quickly out, and the catch is made by Jalen McMillan, the elite slot receiver. Part of that trifecta to first down across the 40. How big a part of the run game he is. Guys will have to step up. Roma Dunze in traffic makes a catch and works his way free. Yards after the catch. A huge concern for the Wolverines tonight. A little bit of a shaky start of the season. Got more solid as it went on, and he just got that through the right upright. That was close. Since some dark times in his high school career, which he shared. Play fake, McCarthy. Right down the middle of the field, caught in stride by Roman Wilson. Perfect throw, and the top receiver is loose into Husky territory. Donovan Edwards, who scored the touchdown in the first possession, back in the game, and he's loose again. Edwards off and running. Welcome back, Donovan Edwards. 46 yards.
And the backup tackle comes in at right tackle. Here's the starting right tackle, right? Now watch what happens. And look at Washington. They go jumbo. You got 6 offensive linemen in. Look at everybody trying to get on the same page. Look at the communication. You got, no. You got to get that gap over there. Then they go to the pistol. And by the time they let it go, once again, Edwards finds a gap that's not accounted for using his vision.
Wolverines loaded with weapons in the run game. They go after their 1,000-yard rusher, and now it's Corum who's loose. Blake Corum down the sidelines. They've got an angle. He cuts it back and finally is brought down to the 20. Thaddeus Dixon saved the touchdown, but 59 more yards. James Turner, grad transfer from Louisville, who has not missed inside of 40 this season, and slides his field goal inside the left upright from 32. Plenty of time, out quickly, underneath. That's the first catch by Jack Westover, the really athletic tight end. It's a first down. Not because there's little time, but I think it's working against the defense. Westover again, leaked out, wide open, and he picks up first down yardage to the 23.
Penix has time, launches, touchdown! Jalen McMillan, there is a flag down. It's near the goal line.
Now you look at the run on third down and you think, you know what, now that they scored, think about how much time they were able to work there, getting all the way down to 42 seconds.
Tybo Rogers is the back. Johnson not in there. Pump fake that direction and now just has to lob it up, and it's intercepted. Picked off. Rogers tried to break it up. Will Johnson scooped it off the turf.
The push into Michael Penix. Again, they're not blitzing. This is four guys. Look at Mason Graham push him right back into the quarterback. Ball goes up into the air. He tries to throw it away. They'll probably take a peek at this to make sure after the bobble. Good job of finding it and then controlling it. He gets that left hand underneath the ball.
Corum bursts through a hole and is finally brought down at the 16 by Elijah Jackson. Momentum turning on a dime here. Snuck his first attempt through from 31, and this one is right down the middle.
The biggest completion they gave up was 16 yards in that first half.
As Odunze gets around the block of Westover. Such a tough play to stop, and he picks up a first down. Screen to the tight end, Devin Culp. Big fella running through tackles. Trying to run over people. He's in Michigan territory with another first down. And a flag comes in after the play. Gross drives it right through. McCarthy pulls it and finds Loveland over the middle. And the tight end galloping deep into Husky territory. The man from Idaho makes a huge play.
Trying to work him in over the middle. Watch the defensive linebackers get downhill. He's got a tight window, puts it in there. What a catch.
Hey, Harbaugh recruited him and to convince his father, take a chance on this guy from Idaho. And Jim was sold. McCarthy on the move. Finds Wilson, and Roman Wilson turns the corner. Michigan suddenly, just like that, has the offensive rhythm back. They're at the 15.
Last 2 years with McCarthy at quarterback.
Some very crafty play calls down here. Instead, they just hand it this time to Quora. Steps back, breaks a tackle. Touchdown, Michigan.
Changed the complexion of the momentum of things. We got Michigan into more of an up-tempo approach on this drive. They sensed an opportunity. They capitalized with a little over 7 minutes to go. Jim Harbaugh's feeling good.
Launching downfield, Odunze's wide open. A bust. And this time the play will stand. He's inside the Michigan 30.
Be the communication there, making sure they're on the same page, and they're not. Stanistril looking at the outside to Will Johnson to say, hey, are we on the same page? He gets.
Penix looks the other direction down the seam. It's intercepted by Sandristil. Mikey Sandristil has a couple of blockers. A convoy. Michigan set up inside the 10. Mikey Sandristil.
Look how tight this coverage is, and he decides to put it in. He does have a Odunze back here, and he never looked for him. Instead, he tries to squeeze it into coverage, even to the right flat. The tight end, Jack Westover, is open. It's almost a check down. At least would have had maybe a chance. But instead, he tries to throw a Hail Mary into Jalen McMillan.
Corum behind Bredesen. He's got it. Michigan barrels in. And the maize and blue on the brink of ending a championship drought.
Get to the house. Instead, he sets up McCarthy and his offense, and how fitting number 2 on the other end. You get the interception by number 0, a great leader on that side. And then Blake Corum, with the career that he's had and how much he's meant to this program, pounds it in. And Michigan they're just minutes away from this national championship now.
Two programs with global fan bases, but even if you're neutral or just casual, Ohio State and Notre Dame together in a football field with a national championship trophy in the building is special and something to be savored. Welcome to Atlanta and the College Football Playoff National Championship. Leonard changing things up. Play clock at 5. Quick release in the slot, and that time Mitchell is open, makes the catch, picks up about 9. Leonard again. They could see it coming, but they couldn't stop it. It's another first down for the Irish quarterback on the ground. Running left, Price breaks a tackle. Big stiff arm against the All-American Caleb Downs, drives him down to the ground. First down, make it 9, touchdown Notre Dame! Leonard has to dig deep right away, but the Irish draw first blood.
The left tackle hasn't played all year. Watch him. And it's the guy that was supposed to start, tore a pec in there, just throwing guys around.
Low snap, Henderson with a burst, breaks a tackle. Trevion Henderson has the edge. It is finally going to be driven out of bounds. That's Xavier Watts, the All-American safety who made the stop. It did look awkward. He barely held on to that snap when he was in motion there. So behind the sticks on second down, Howard has lots of space and flips it on the move, and that's Emeka Egbuka, who was brilliant against Texas with the Longhorns all focused on Smith. On 2nd and 5, play fake. Howard flips it. Smith's got it, and the freshman just waltzes in as the Buckeyes score to answer the Irish. 75 yards and a quick 6:05.
Chris, watch this reaction from Gray right here. He sees something right away. He needs help. He's trying to get Notre Dame's attention, and what a job of designing this play. You move Jeremiah Smith, and you come back to him. Notre Dame completely loses him.
Buckeyes drop 8 in coverage and still get pressure. Leonard has to get it out, and that's Mitchell Evans, the tight end, the outlet, who stopped at the 20. Howard has plenty of time, also has some space, and takes off. Gets downhill in a hurry and scrambles for a gain to the 32.
See all the communication going on there.
Howard zips it across. It's Egbuka again, one of those crossing routes that are so tough to stop. 1st and goal. Judkins slips a tackle. Quinshon Judkins dives for the end zone, and Ohio State makes it 2 for 2 and takes the lead.
For this Buckeye offense, Jaden Osbury, number 4, gets off a block and then takes that stiff arm right into the turf. I tell you, he's not the biggest back.
Howard to Smith from the screen. It is sniffed out, and Jordan Clark makes the stop. Buckeyes perfect on 3rd down, but this is their longest goal to yards to go at 7. Pressure does come. Howard is hit, but he gets it out, and it's Ennis who's loose on the far sideline. Quarterback stood in there. Howard stood in and found Ennis showing pressure again. Howard again has time, delivers across the middle. It's another accurate throw. He is on a roll right now. Ohio State doesn't usually cooperate, and Howard just has that locked-in look. There's a long throw. Lots of space for Smith. It comes back, makes the grab. Another first down. They're inside the 25. Howard looking across the middle and has space, takes up, touchdown! Sneaking open was Quinshon Judkins.
In a zone defense, this is where Judkins is out of the backfield. But watch the defense in the eyes, the threat. Remember, Will Howard's been doing this and hurting him. Look at the 4 defenders. They're not going to let him take off and run again, even though it's zone.
Didn't hit a deep shot against Texas. He was almost perfect against Tennessee and Oregon. Haven't had to employ that tonight. Judkins breaks free. Quinshon Judkins hits a sprint. And they'll finally run him down
touchdown at the 5. An explosive play.
You got motion from Emeka Egbuka going here. He opens here and comes back. Watch the defense run this way with Emeka Egbuka in the action. Makes it easy on the blocking angles. And what a talented back Junkins is. Nobody there with the design of that play. The defense fell exactly the way Ohio State hoped to see.
Big old fullback 49 in front of Judkins as well as the 3 tight ends. Power formation. Judkins easy. And Ohio State stretches and flexes. The fine special teams coach Marty Biaggi have been known to use some fakes and some trickery. And they need something here. And the rollout pass is incomplete. They roll the dice.
And when you see the backup quarterback go in there, it's pretty obvious the ball has a chance of coming out. And Denzel Burke gave him just a bit of a cushion. If he could have held on to this, it's a first down, but the ball goes through the arms.
Henderson again. Off the keeper, actually. They faked it to him nicely. Good ball handling by Howard, who keeps it, turns the corner on from 46 yards. And slides it inside the right upright.
But they're also trying to play smart to not give up those big plays.
Leonard bounces it to the outside, easily converts inside the 35. Pressure again, it's picked up, and on the slant, the catch is made by Jaden. Greathouse is free. Greathouse gets a block. Touchdown, Notre Dame.
A lot of credit here. He breaks 2 tackles. The first on the backup corner, Jermaine Matthews. Then the safety, Caleb Downs. And look at the block downfield here by 10 of Chris Mitchell.
Faison, who comes in motion. Leonard rolling that way. Shovel pass into the middle, and an impact play, finally.
And not been able to do that tonight at all.
Egbuka on a little reverse inside pitch. Nice play design, better execution. Egbuka weaving and dodging tackles, lost the ball at the end.
Oh,
they run him down. They haven't made a signal yet. Yes, it is a fumble.
Drake Bowen, 34. Look at it. His hand on that ball's out. That's a recovery. Notre Dame
play is under further review.
Yeah, they're going to take a look, but that knee was up.
Leonard has time. Down the middle, catch made. It's Greathouse, who's made 2 big plays in the pass game in Ohio State territory. Fake punt earlier was snuffed out. And the field goal unsuccessful. And the problems continue in that department. And the Irish come up empty. Blink. And it's still a 16-point game.
And the ability to be versatile in how they attack.
Brilliant on 3rd down, 8 of 9 until that incompletion to Smith. So the Irish do get a stop, and they'll get the football back.
But they got to score before that 2-minute timeout.
Pressure, Leonard launching, Greathouse, major catch! Touchdown, Notre Dame! The flag will be picked up.
Slot fade. That's a really good receiver against a really good defensive back. Interference waved off. Ball's thrown. The focus there with that left arm.
Jarian Price is the back. Leonard under center. And they try to get it to Faison on the end around. He throws it and makes it. Caught by Collins. 3 of them off to the right. Egbuka next to Smith. It's a QB run. Howard gets loose. They gave up the edge, and the quarterback makes him pay for a first down across the 35. Picked up 8.
See the backers are moving. Here they come.
Heavy pressure. Howard delivers downfield. It's Smith. He's got it. Jeremiah Smith hadn't had a touch in the second half until that.
Oh, they went 0, meaning they blitzed 7. They left everybody on an island, and Ohio State thinks that's a mismatch with Jeremiah Smith against anybody.
You miss it, and the Irish have hope. It's good. And Ohio State is going to walk out of Atlanta national champions. And after all that, it's Ohio State together at the mountaintop, champions of college football.
Here we go. The championship matchup very few could have foreseen. The Hoosiers trying to get to 16-0. The Canes trying to win a 6th national championship. We'll see back in the Canes offense. Brendan Frankie, who's been injured, returns. He's got a huge leg. This is unlikely to be returned by Keelan Marion. Frankie would attempt any long-distance field goals that Cignetti elects to try tonight. Well, check that. He boots it to the 1-yard line and a chance for a return. And Marion breaks through one tackle, and he'll be stopped at about the 27-yard line. 1,000-yard rusher on the season. 2nd and 1. They pitch it to the perimeter. Malachi Tony gets a block, and the speedster, the 18-year-old true freshman. Tony's in the backfield and slips out. He's got the football, but not enough for a first down. Tackled immediately. A lot of Hoosier eyes on number 10. Roe Hardy brought him down.
On early downs, get him to 3rd and long, and then be able to play zone with attacking linebackers and safeties getting downhill. Take away any threat downfield, make them have to throw it in front, and then rally to the football.
With the game plan for him, see what the Hoosiers do to adjust. Quick throw across the middle, catch made, and running after it is Cooper. Cooper breaking tackles out across the 45 yards after the catch.
Slow developing RPO. He's reading Torre right here. You make the decision. Is he coming up? Is he staying down? He sees movement up, so that gives him the quick glance route right there. Get the ball out, give him a chance to protect himself, gets off of that would-be tackle.
There's a pitch to the edge. That's Surratt with a stiff arm there on Ethan O'Connor, and he's going to have first down yardage.
Free access, you're going to stay off as a corner. He's going to take it. That was a run play with an alert tag, and every single time Mendoza either sees inside leverage on an out cut or a soft corner, he aborts, gets off the run play.
2nd and 7, pocket closing in, but Mendoza stands and delivers. It's another first down strike for the Hoosiers inside the 35. And it fit that play. On 3rd down, trying to run for it with Black, and Black bursts for a first down as the Hoosiers are in the red zone after a 7-yard 3rd down run. They bring it. Pitch to the end zone and fought for it, incomplete. Well defended. That was O.J. Frederick on Charlie Becker. Nice breakup.
Yeah, it's a matchup we want to see with Xavier Lucas out of the game. Frederick is not surprised at all with the ability to get his head turned around and get in position, and they will allow the corner to get handsy if his head is locating the football.
So Niko Radicic, almost automatic from 34 yards. Indiana, the quarterback, bleeding a little bit, draws first blood in this game. The Hoosiers, 12-play drive on top, late first quarter here at Hard Rock Stadium. Beck zips it far sideline again. Pass broken up by D'Angelo Pons, closely covering C.J. Daniels. You see why this guy is an elite player. Conceding nothing. 3rd and long, pressure comes. Beck's going to be racked up and sacked by Aiden Fisher, the captain, an emotional leader of this Indiana defense, and the Hoosiers are flexing.
It's just going to come right up the middle, able to get pressure. Fletcher, who's usually pretty solid on 3rd down in pass protection, 4-on-4, he just shakes it, goes right around him.
Think about that, right? That's how locked in and how accurate he's been. Surratt, again, easy access. Canes playing off him, and number 13 makes him pay. First down yardage in front of Frederick. First down pitch across the middle. It's broken up. Frederick got a hand out and broke it up, and Surratt was tightly covered that time.
Ray came down, so he thought he had the quick route, but I'll tell you what, 29 right now is playing very, very well. He got away with a grab there with the left arm, grabbing onto Surratt, but he's tight and he's in phase, and he's got his eyes on the quarterback.
Black is the back on 3rd down, and Indiana no trouble picking up what Miami could not a few minutes ago out to the 39. Cooper comes in motion, handoff up the middle, and barreling for a first down and more is Kaylon Black. Catching the Canes off guard, rumbles for 21.
Yeah, great job here. It surprised all of us, right, Chris? I mean, who's expecting on 3rd and long a run? It hit so quickly downhill.
It's been Black, who now hits 1,000 yards with that run at the hot hand. Again, huge cushion, and Becker makes the catch, fights down near the pylon, touchdown Indiana!
Can tackle 29, he just kind of gives up on the play. Does he stay in bounds? Nope, he's out of bounds right there. But what a job. Once again, Mendoza saw the cushion that you mentioned and just took it.
Black, once again, lined up behind Nowakowski. They hand it off to the fullback / tight end, and he powers in. Touchdown, Indiana. A dominant start here for the #1 team.
Converting again with Charlie Becker, and then they're able to finish the drive off with Nowakowski with Carter Smith leading the way to give the Indiana Hoosiers their first touchdown of the game in the national title.
Fletcher on 2nd and 5, tripped up. Looked like he had a gap there, and reaching out to grab him was Isaiah Jones, I believe. Replay did look like the ball had gotten that mark by the time he hit the ground. First down throw, and wide open is C.J. Daniels. Finally, an explosive play with a pass game for Miami. They're at the Indiana 40. Again, pushing and shoving way back behind the play.
A great job here, and we're able to work this levels concept. Here's Daniels right here. He's just working to that 2nd level. He's able to get around more the safety, and a heck of a job there from a timing standpoint by Carson Beck. Got back, had confidence. He had Malachi Tony underneath, had the confidence to make the throw up and over more the safety for a good call there on 1st and 10.
Here's a 3rd and 8. Miami really not in solid field goal range. Quick pitch. Keelan Marion makes the catch. He's spun down short of the marker. It's going to be about 4th and 2. Kamara made the play, and then does Cristobal go for this one. Davis, who kicked a game-winning field goal here against Notre Dame in the opener. That was from 47. This is from 50, and it doinks off the right upright. That's the 2nd time he's doinked one in the CFP.
To start the 2nd half. And then Miami, their first opportunity to try to come away with points. They miss it.
What is it with goalposts all of a sudden? It's like a magnet for the football in the games we do.
I know.
There were 2 doinks, one by each kicker in the Miami-Ole Miss game. Miami's playing it like it's a Hail Mary. They're way off those receivers, and that's what Mendoza's thinking as he steps back and launches into heavy traffic near the pylon, and it's going to be incomplete. Becker was out there, but well defended.
And said, I don't recognize you. You're missing tackles, making unacceptable mistakes. I need you guys to be detailed, disciplined.
Mendoza looking to throw on 2nd and 10. He'll be sacked. Dropped by Akeem Mesidor. The other elite pass rusher, defensive end, gets home. Mendoza needs 9 here. Has time, now running out of it as Bain chases him down and makes the sack. 2 sacks on the possession, and Miami survives the personal foul and gets off the field. 8-yard loss there.
To try to create a one-on-one, so this will occupy the guard, and now you've got a one-on-one matchup to the outside. That was Lightfoot. Evans ends up blocking nobody, so instead of being able to kick out 62 to have 2 guys on Bain, it's a one-on-one matchup, good against.
Miami with the defense coming out with a pair of sacks to snuff out the last Hoosier drive. Takes over at the 38. Beck across the middle. Not much after the catch from Malachi Tony. Fisher was right there to drop him. They'll give Tony a 5-yard gain anytime. Great job corralling number 10, not letting him get loose. Fletcher breaks free. Mark Fletcher in a foot race. Miami touchdown.
Watch 87. You're going to get a great block here, but 87, Bauman does a nice job of sustaining his block. Look at 7 as well. C.J. Daniels. These receivers from Miami do a heck of a job of blocking and allowing an 8 or 10-yard gain to go for 15, 20 or more. Just keeps that corner sharp outside, and then Fletcher does such a good job of getting downhill. So 20 yards rushing in the entire first half and 57 on that carry alone.
And his dad, Mario Cristobal, says has the best seat in the house, and he sure did for that touchdown, Chris.
Beautiful stuff, Molly. Indiana back to work. Hembe breaking tackles, still running. And out across the 40. These guys have been tough to tackle all season long, and Miami hasn't done a good job tonight. So he's not in there to anchor the middle of this D-line on 3rd and 3. Mendoza looks to throw, gets it out, and it's bobbled and incomplete. Surratt had his hands on it, normally very reliable. Dropped the ball, and 3 at their 47, and here comes the punt team.
Yeah, really good job of seeing it with Mendoza on 3rd down. Keontae Scott brought the blitz on his left side.
Team's receivers concede very little. Pressure for back up the middle, gets it out. Tony's got the ball, but not enough. Wrestled down immediately by Lewis Moore. They continue to feed Tony, but nowhere to run after the catch once again. So Dylan Joyce back on. Blocked! Indiana blocks the punt and falls on it for a touchdown! Isaiah Jones on the recovery.
Plays, comes around that right side. Miami has they got personal protectors there. 87, Bauman just kind of lets him go by. Look at 87, he's right there. Just lets him go by. I don't even think they're in an all-out effort to go get this. I just think he worked around the corner, realized he was in there, and got his left hand in there to be able to knock it down. Jones jumps on top of it for the touchdown.
Mike Black, my spotter, who's our kicking specialist, says 2.25, Kirk. That was too leisurely as he kind of rolled out to his right to get that off.
He missed Malachi Tony. If he would have just looked into the middle of that defense, he had him open.
Fletcher around the right end, breaks free. Fletcher still stepping out of tackles. Picks up another chunk of yards out across the 35. He has a breather as Marty Brown comes in. They fake the pitch to him, and Beck pitches downfield, and it's incomplete. Broken up beautifully by D'Angelo Pons, who arrived in time to dislodge it from Bowman. Miami had been on a roll on 3rd downs in the last couple of games, but not tonight. 0 for 8 as Beck tries to scramble and create on the move. Steps back, still trying to buy time. Right downfield, Daniels works free. C.J. Daniels waited for his quarterback to finally spot him. Play to the 35.
His quarterback, C.J. Daniels, I want to try to show you where he is. He's right here, but watch this effort because his quarterback's going everywhere. He's to the right, he comes back to the left, and then he's finally able to separate.
Tony comes in motion. They pitch it to him. He has a block. Malachi Tony takes off and races down to the 12-yard line. Got a block from Keelan Marion. 7 offensive linemen in there. 7 O-linemen and a tight end. Fletcher walks in. Miami touchdown. What a response. Linda's son's got 2 tonight.
See a defensive back coming as well. They both go with Malachi, concerned with him potentially getting some kind of jet sweep, but instead they got a touchdown for Fletcher.
I mean, moms everywhere. You have to appreciate the sacrifices you make for your kids, the lengths you go to just to be there through every moment in his career. And Linda, 2nd down run again. Black bursting free, just running through arm tackles. 1st down across the 40. And there it is to the edge. Cooper has some blockers. Omar Cooper with his quick burst. Good help on the edge from his teammates, and the gain is 19. Right tackle has been a problem tonight for Indiana. They're trying to survive it. There's a 2nd down run from Hemby. Bangs forward. Wrestled down after about 4. Do something of a gamble. A lot of coaches would punt Miami deep. Mendoza, ball in his hands. Sideline pitch. Becker comes back to make a catch.
They do it all the time. Surratt usually makes these plays. Becker showing you he's got the ability as well against O'Connor. Timing, the ball was in the air. He comes back perfectly. Look at those hands by Becker. Inbounds for the big 1st down for Indiana.
Blazing speed. Single drop all season. That's where you go to him on 4th and 5.
Right.
Black What a play, pitch and catch by the Heisman Trophy winner to the receiver who has come on strong after a very quiet first half of the season. Miami had to get the field goal block team off to get some pass rushers back on there. Here we go. Got to get to the 8. He's going to take off and run. Mendoza weaves his way first and goal, diving toward the end zone. Touchdown! That's why he won the Heisman Trophy.
Indiana back up 10.
Unreal, follows his blockers. Drew Evans leads his way in there. He also gets behind Kalon Black, but really it was about what Mendoza was determined to do. Back at his home city. Chama not being impatient, trying to force it, just checked it down, got 8 yards.
Miami playing, obviously, with tempo, down 2 scores. What an enormous call. Offense on the field. Landing here. 2nd and 10. Back pedals, launches downfield. That's Marion again. And comes back and tried to make a catch. They're ruling complete. Pons covered him. Weird play because he didn't spot the ball until just the last second.
Cans the ball, and I think he initially caught it, and then as he went to the ground, I think the ball pops out and hits the surface. Watch him backhand that, and then the ball gets loose.
Beck has time against the late rush, and he delivers a strike. Alex Bauman, the tight end, found space and picked up 22.
Sat right behind the linebackers. He put it right over top of them.
Beck again, delivers across the middle. It's Tony. Malachi Tony splitting defenders and weaving his way deep into Hoosier territory. And just like that, with 2 plays.
This tempo is affecting the communication of Indiana. This is a disciplined defense that very rarely gives you very much to work with as far as the spatial recognition there by Carson Beck. He's not used to seeing that. They've done such a good job of taking away Malachi Tony downfield with bracket coverage inside and outside.
Essentially come away with points on this drive.
Tony in the backfield there.
He's got it on the pitch. Tony breaks free. Malachi Tony spinning, scoring! Is there a more exciting player in this sport? Just throwing punches and taking punches from each other. Malachi Tony makes it a 3-point game again. 6:37 left. Cooper comes across in motion, now goes back. Mendoza rolls that way. Pitches it short. Nice play design. Cooper just enough to confuse the defense. They convert on 3rd down.
That the defense didn't respond better to Cooper. You can see there's confusion. They're trying to get on the same page. Nobody. Little yo-yo back and forth. They didn't communicate.
Some confusion. Week 2 in the play clock. Mendoza pitches downfield. Becker makes a catch again in front of O'Connor.
Best throw, but it's a heck of an effort by Becker. That's just a fade that's bringing him back. That's not a back shoulder at all. It was designed to be, but because Becker has such good feel for this play, he's able to adjust and kind of control his body in the air.
Clock ticking at 2:21. Another first down run for Hemby. He's got the edge. Stiff arm. Scoots out of bounds. And it's right near the marker. Hemby bursting free. Bangs forward for 10. They'll spot him just short of the marker. Field goal knocked right through. So Indiana took 4:50 off the clock. Moved it 11 plays and added 3 to the lead. D'Angelo Pons is across from him. Brown is the back. Beck steps up, delivers downfield, intercepted! Jamari Sharp makes the pick that will clinch Indiana's first national championship.
I think he might see middle field safety thinking he's got one-on-one right here. So as he throws it, the safety's going to work over here to help out. Now it's a 2-on-1. The corner knows he has help so he can trail. Doesn't feel the urgency to have to stay upfield with Marion. He knows the safety's coming over. Now he locates the football, staying in zone.
Why should Indiana football take a back seat? He finds Mendoza. He brings a bunch of guys from JMU. He has a keen eye for talent, and a bunch of experienced veteran guys who are going to come out of here with the school's first national title.
I think it's got to be one of the greatest stories we've ever seen in college football. One of the losingest teams in college football history at the start of the year to now the national champions.
A century of futility is forgotten. The Indiana Hoosiers are the kings of college football.
Want this, you got that.